Good morning. It is May 12th, 2017, and today we're going to talk about something that is very important to elaborate more on how to be successful. And again, this should motivate you, but really this should change your perspective because all of us, started off being taught, by our parents, our friends, our family, and it doesn't mean that, they didn't try to do their best, but in this case, I'm going to try to do better, help everybody, because I came from circumstances where my parents had reached their levels of success, but could not help me grow further because of what they didn't know. So things I had to go through and experience, lumps I had to take, I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to get right to it. There's going to be three things in this that I'm going to elaborate on that I've talked about in other videos that will help you better understand three important components of becoming successful in anything that you do. And again, they're tough things to comprehend and understand because it's not natural for us in this day and age and the way our society is set up and run on a global scale. So without further ado, first things first, patience. And the value of patience, I've talked about it before, but I'm going to elaborate on it a little bit more. Again, I've alluded to the idea and directly hit y'all with the understanding that you cannot think short term. Short term decision making leads to bad, future, goals, planning, execution. Leads to a longer journey sometimes. It leads to a lot of things, and it's best not to think in a short term sense. And I know that's tough. It's a long term sense. So when I say make decisions based on the long term, that means that you have to evaluate each and every single problem, each and every single thing that you do on a daily basis, and become fantastic at it. Because this will help improve your patience. Because you have to understand that your success is a long game. You need to work towards a big goal daily, but you need to break it down into an understanding that you could stomach, because it's going to be a painful process. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be tons of sacrifice you're going to have to go through, because in the end, if you want to be successful, if you want to feel good about yourself and you want to do the things in your life that you feel you are meant to do, you're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to plan for the long term, and you have to plot your path accordingly. So again, patience is one of those things that we don't want to hear in this day and age in society, but you have to understand that for you, in order for you to succeed, you can't force anything to happen. Some of us get lucky and have great short-term success, but we can't carry it long-term. That's why you see a lot of examples of people out there that we like to call one-hit wonders, and that's in all kinds of career fields. So it isn't just applicable to TV and movie and etc. It's applicable to everything that we have as any type of career. There are many people that come out of the gate and do strong and then eventually fade out into nothing, and which you can know that probably the result of their life is not something that you would like to enjoy either. So just keep this under perspective. That's thing number one. Number two is erase the concept of what you think hard work is based on the amount of, the type of job that you work, or, if it's physical or mental, wash all of that away. Because many people out there feel that they work hard and they're 40 or 50 hours a week. But I'm here to tell you and debunk something that 40 to 50 hours a week, you can work hard at 40, 50 hours a week, but that's not hard work. See, change your perspective of hard work. Hard work has to do with the amount of time that you give of your own personal self, that sacrifice into building up, obtaining your goal, working towards it. So when you look at that, I want you to break it down in a simple measure, and this should blow your mind as to understand how other people get far ahead of you at the same age as you, because they're willing to do one thing that you're not, which is outwork you, and understand what hard work really is. It's the amount of time focused on a single activity or activities that are going to build towards a goal being set. So take this in mind. This is simple math. If you work 40 hours a week and I work 100 hours a week, 4 months from now, if we keep working that same amount, I have now accomplished everything you could do in an entire year in 4 months. Yes, that's what I said. In 100 hours per week that I work for the next 4 months, and you work your 40 hours a week for the next 4 months, at the end of that 4 months, I've done what you could do in your 4 months. I've taken a whole year's worth of work and accomplished that on my own. So keep that in your mind. Change your perspective. That's the number two most important thing. And number three, Don't care what anybody else says. Stop trying to please everybody. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Stop trying to do what society or these corporations or people tell you is cool or trendy. Trends don't last. Trends don't last. There's no consistency except for that a new trend will come up. And then the old one will get washed away and it'll be perceived as old and nobody will care about it anymore. So stop trying to be trendy. Stop trying to care what other people think, because obviously you're trying to impress the wrong people. You're not impressing yourself. So that takes away from your ability to accomplish a lot of things, but it also strips down your confidence. It strips down your ability to hang on and work in a long-term sense. So take away the idea that you need to care about what people think. I don't really care what anybody thinks about these videos. I know I'm not the greatest at them, but I keep doing it because my heart of hearts, I want to help you. I want to help many other people out there, because I realized there were so many people that helped me out and still continue to help me out, that support me, support my family, and really understand that where my heart is to improve the lives of everybody on a daily basis with anybody who I come in contact with, because I don't like to see people suffer. I want to see people do well, and I'm not a hater, and that's the problem. The world is full of a bunch of haters that really feel like they can't do something because they've been told they can't for their whole life in different ways. And maybe it wasn't from their parents that told them they couldn't, but maybe it was from their friends. Again, I'm not mad at that. I'm trying to help you, and what I want to help you with is to get this understanding of these three things being ultimately important. You have to not care about what other people think. Go all throughout your 18, 19, 20, go through 20s, even if you're 30, go through all your 30s, work your butt off. Ignore going out and drinking and hanging out and partying and trying to impress people that really aren't working towards a goal except for to impress a bunch of people with money they don't really have and really don't have much of anything except for confidence issues and self-esteem issues, and really are not going where you want to go with your life. And remember, it's about you. It's not about them. If that's what they want to do with their lives, that's great. But you need to focus on you and your life and how you're going to build it up and how you're going to get to the goal of being personally free to do whatever you want to do. So hopefully these three things will help you in continuing to grow, become more successful. Again, remember, at home or in your business, in your daily life, use these things. Now, I want to hear some things from you. I want you to like, comment, share below. I want you to tell me some things that you feel like you need better help with, some things that you feel like you need to be more successful, or some misconceptions maybe that are out there. Since I shared three very important things that I practice on a daily basis and have to try to get better at because it's constant work, I'm giving it to you so that you could start the work, so that you could get there. So I want to hear some other ideas so we can all share this, improve upon our lives, and do better by each other in our communities. Thank you again for tuning in. Look forward to talking to you here again soon. Have a great Friday.